Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, your boy Daddy. She's back. But it's been a while since I've done videos, but with my return video, I guess I just wanted to show you guys how I do my electrics on one and two play side using a Hori Commander, which is this neat little controller. Uh, Hori Hori and Peaceful official license. It's great. It's fantastic. You can use it for Street Fighter as well. But I just been using it for Tekken. But anyway, with this controller, I find it much easier to do electrics than a normal pad, just because with the D-pad, it slides, it completely slides. You don't have to readjust your finger to two different buttons like a PS4 controller, for example. So this one is just a complete round circle, just a complete one button. You can slide your finger to all of them. You don't have to take your finger off and readjust unless you're going back neutral, for example. But with this, it's very easy to do a lot of things than usual, I would say. It just takes a little time to get used to, just with the pad. It might be downside, but just feels like it might kind of take your finger after doing it for a while. But electrics, let me see. Sure. Well, electrics, Mishima is one of their key tools that you want to use quite often. I'm gonna start warming myself up. I'm gonna YouTube curse myself. Oh, there we go. Alright, electrics just like that. Especially perfect ones. Now keep getting the down forward 2 miss input, which a lot of people will get. A lot of people get a down forward 2 or a dick jab just like that when trying to do electrics, which it happens to a lot of people sometimes. But with electrics, you have to do them perfect, and you have to do them consistently for combos and for pressure as well. Because if they're blocking, of course, so there's a blocking course, you get pushback and you get plus frames, stuff like that. But with how I do my electrics, because it's with electric command, it's forward, let go, to let it go to neutral, down, down, forward, and then 2 at the same time, which will triangle or Y depending on the controller. But 2, which is this one right here. So you do something like this, but that's very, very slow, and then it's just a normal electric. But so you do it like this, but again, slow. So it's very, if you're starting off, the best way to do it is slow. Just try to get the movement and the timing, so that way you can get 2 just like that, and then you can get more comfortable, and then you can, I'll do it how I usually do it, with a little waver in there. And then let me let me put it down. This is more comfortable for me. Like that. Most of those are all perfect electrics. Still warming up, which warming up is highly recommended when you're trying to do electrics or just play in general. But with that, when I'm warmed up and do it my way, I just go full force without even letting my finger off. But what I do is I just do it this, like that non-stop. But while I'm doing it, I'm using the lower part of my thumb around here to go down and down back at the same time. So I'm pressing forward and using that part to go down, diagonal, and slide, and then release. And I'm just doing it over and over. So I'm pressing forward with the top of my thumb, letting go very, very slightly, still remaining on it because I'm pressing it in, then letting go. So I'll try to show you that. I'm pressing it in now, and I'm holding it over there, so it's going to neutral. So what I do is I do forward, let go, back of the thumb, down, down diagonal, and then 2. So it slides just like that, without me pressing anything. It just slides. And if I was holding midair, it would be much easier, of course. But it's supposed to be slide like that, and then by doing that rotation, I get my electrics. Just like that, and it feels really, really extremely natural for when I do it on player 1 side, doing electrics like that. But it did take me a bit of time. I would get 99% of the time I would get down 2, or I'll get a very small electric. But then, because there's your normal electrics. There's your normal electrics like that, and then there is a dashing electric, which is from wave dashing, of course. So with that, I kind of press the movement twice. So I'll try to explain. So I'll do an electric, and then I'll do 3 because you have to See how I just dash in a lot more? Let me redo it like that. So I dash in a lot more. So I'll do it one more time. Oh, I didn't dash in that time, my bad. Like that. You can dash in deep like that with your electrics, which for me, for doing dash in electrics, I do the same premise, but I kind of, after doing the first electric, I tap, and then I tap again, so I kind of do like that. So this one I can't take my finger off more because you have to reset and then dash in again if you're doing like 4 or 5 electrics. So I do that dash and then the normal method for me. So when I do that, I actually take the finger off because when you're doing dash electrics, I like to try and reset my normal hand positioning. So I'll try and do 4 electrics, see if I can real quick. Didn't dash in far enough. There we go. I dashed in it was a small dash, but I still dashed in there, which is very nice. I'll try to do it again, but better if I can. I'll give it 1 attempt. 1 more attempt. And then I'll do play 2 side. Oh, that was a bad angle. Alright, I won't try it anymore. Now I'll swap to play 2 side. I'll change it in the setting just in case just in case I need to reset. But with play 2 side, it's very different. You might be able to see that my right side is way more worn in than my left side. I don't know if you can tell, but because I played Mishmas for the most part, so and I learned on player 1 side when I started playing Tekken. So I was always using this side to do my electrics and wave dashing, but now I'm still in the middle of learning to play this side using the left side here, which can be a bit difficult. It takes a bit of warming up for me to do, but as you can see, you can probably tell that I've suffered to do diagonal inputs because it feels very different on this side, but nonetheless I'm still able to get my electrics, but it's a lot more, I have to think about it. I can't just let my mind go off and just run in type thing. I have to actually think about it, and then I have to really concentrate when I want to go for it. Like that. But in the heat of the moment, it's a lot easier. But let me just see if I just warm up here. Okay, decent. Because if you're playing Mishima or wanting to learn electrics, I assume that you're not good with both sides at the moment, because most Mishimas you've seen all the time. You'll be playing ranked attack and you actually side swap where you grab them and from the other side, and they immediately run up to you and try to throw you back, and then they'll do something like this because they don't know how to wave dash or do anything on the other side, and then they struggle. They really struggle. That's why electrics on both sides and wave dashing on both sides is really important. And then, especially if you learn wave dashing on one side, you can convert that into a Korean backdash. You can convert it into a Korean backdash, and so on. But with play 2 side on the hori pad at least, I really like to well, the way I do it is I have to use my finger like that, so I go and push it in at the diagonal just to make sure I get it. But it can be very difficult. But I have to really push the diagonal in because I have not worn that part in because I've very used it since I was always play one side. So I always have to push it in really hard for me, and then I get boom the electrics. But I also struggle with wave dashing on this side, but I get a lot of mileage out of it sometimes. Just see the moment my thumb will just go crazy, then I'll be able to do what I need to do with electrics. But it just takes time and practice for the other side that you're not good at, but you definitely can do electrics on both sides and get as good on both sides. Like take Runner Black for example, he does electrics both sides, very easy on pad. But that's how I do my electrics on this pad. Very easy, very simple. Much stronger to play one side of course, but I'm only just learning to play 2 side. And then I assume eventually I'll be at the pace on both sides. So there's that for this pad. Hopefully you get more electrics going. You can always do an electric challenge where you just let me put it down. I play with it underneath my desk, much easier for me. You can always do the electric challenge and just get the. It's kind of like the grab challenge where you just try and set the AI to break it. You just grab your whatever, you just break them. But with electrics, just set in the defense. Not set in the defense, set in the just block all, and then just dash in with electrics over and over, and then try and get 10 perfect electrics in a row, or just 10 electrics. Just like that, so you can just practice your input, way dash, and so on. Or you just go in arcade mode and practice like that. Or you could just practice the normal way and just practice your combos, stuff like that, and then you can do a lot. But learning electrics and input is really good, especially for missions. And then I'll show you one thing. So if you get really good electrics, you can add, especially rage art, you can do. If I can get it. Let's see if I can get it real quick. Oh, you can do good combos and crazy combos with electrics, especially with the season free change. You might be able to get free electrics going, and then after electrics going, and he's back to 2 new extension that he's getting, which will be really good, and it'll make free electrics a staple. But I recommend if you're going to try learn electrics, I recommend starting with Kazuya. It feels slightly easier to me. That or normal Jin, his electrics also feel very easy to me compared to Heihachi's for whatever reason. It just feels slightly easier. It feels like easier on the timing. But that's just me. It could just be me rethinking things. Just how I get more electrics on one character, for example, maybe. But if you guys learned something, excuse me. I hope you guys learned something, and hope you guys have a good one. Bye.